with that being said, I'm boycotting the business idea segment and pushing it over to Tyler because I didn't think of anything this week and Tyler's mad at me, so he's got to do it again.
Very mad. Very mad.
Call a spade a spade.
You got like 2 weeks to come up with an idea. It doesn't take that long to come up with it. Doesn't even have to be a great idea like my idea today. And my idea today is coming up with a story. And not just any story. It's going to be a whole podcast based around storytelling. And no one's going to know that it's actually stories. Everyone's going to make it think. So it's basically going to be acting, but on podcasts. And it's just going to be whoever can tell the best story. And then it becomes the most compelling because you always hear these people on podcasts, they tell stories, they say their life was crazy and they go back in time and they say, oh, my childhood was terrible. No one's really going to know. And maybe it's like a podcast specifically around, say, business, but it's actually not a podcast around business. It's just a podcast around storytelling, but no one actually knows that. So what happens is you have these people come onto the show, they create this compelling story. And the better you are at storytelling, the more compelling the story is and the more engaging people.
I'm so lost right now. So they come on the show, they create their own story.
It's like a fake podcast. Yeah.
And what are the stories about? So it has to be in a specific niche?
Yeah, sure. You could do, say, business, like I said. Maybe it's you come up with a story, an elaborate story on how you got started. Your dad resented you because he wanted you to go into the medical field.
It's book writing in verbal podcasts. Form.
But no one knows that it's actually storytelling. They think it's real because you never really say that it's storytelling. Maybe after like 10, 20 seasons, you'd be like, haha, we got you. Those were all fake stories. Fake. Yeah.
That's wild. Yeah, because I imagine someone listening to the show and they listen to 20 years of the show. And they're taking all these fantastic pieces of advice and implementing them into their own business, their own life. And at the very end, the guy's like, hey, we're retiring from the podcast. Everything I told you, everyone you heard from, it's fake.
That would be hilarious.
What a brain.
It would be funny.
My brain would explode.
It'd be funny if it'd be funny if people actually like took that information and applied it to their business and it actually made their business better. Like I feel like people could do that.
Yourself, man. This is fake shit.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like people could a lot of people get information from YouTube, books, whatever it is. So people do have information and knowledge that they could share. And you could just take one little sentence from a whole podcast and be like, that's really good. I'm going to implement it into my business. Yeah. So I think it's just, I don't know. I don't think it's a great idea, but I think it's a possibility of an idea of just creating a podcast around storytelling, but no one actually knows that it's a story. They get led into it.
No, I like it. I'm writing this down because I have a business idea for next week. So you just talk a little bit more about your idea.
See how easy that was?
But usually I don't have a
You just got to have your mind open.
My mind's only open.
Man, you got your phone on you.
Okay? Shut up, okay?
Hey, Siri.
I never bring my phone anywhere. Siri's broken, okay? Yeah, right. I have all these excuses. You can't come
Siri
at me.
just turned on.
I have objections. I'm just ready for anything you say. I lost it now. Shit. I'm
just going to filibuster while we're waiting for Easton to type.
There you go.
Yeah, so I don't know how I had this idea. I don't know how I had this idea. I was listening to a podcast and I think it was just someone telling like an elaborate story of them growing up. And I'm like, damn. I'm like, and then at the same time, I think I had a thought. I think that's what I had the idea of. Like, what if that's fake? What if it was just a podcast of people coming up with fake stories? So,
yeah. And it's almost like a curated list of books. It's almost like curated audiobooks.
It comes out into a huge novel.
Yeah, and then
maybe it gets produced into movies.
At the very end, you say, "Hey, here's the order of the stories," and it's like episode 47, and then it's episode 8, and then it's episode 3, and then it goes to 52, and you listen to it in that order, and shit's magical. That would take so much planning.
That'd be huge.
All right, well, I like the idea. I got one for next week, so don't bitch at me this week.
I can't now.
I don't want to hear it. I'm going to start thinking one for 2 weeks. I'm trying to get a list of 5. I like all of yours. Okay. I've never hated on your ideas? I know you said that.
There's
but
been a
that's-
few.
It's BS.
There's been a few.
I question
There's
them.
been a few. I do too.
You know, never stop asking why.
Exactly.
All right.
That's why 5 times.
Exactly.
Toyota.